big welcome to one and all on this Saturday morning, the 14th of October, 9:30 in the morning. And I'm at Water's Edge. Yes, I'm able to bring you to Water's Edge today to see the Irish Sea crashing against the steps. It is being helped a lot with this wind. Well, thanks, my usual thanks to all the viewers and all the businesses, and I know that these views are liked. So here we are. We're in the middle of the North and the Central Pier, and look at this lovely scene here. These lovely scenes of the very, very lively Irish Sea. Well, I do hope you enjoy this video coming along. Yes, the usual fare, plus hopefully I may have some clips at the end. So thanks to one and all, and here's your video. A very good morning to one and all on this beautiful Thursday morning, the 12th of October. There's the Irish Sea just 40 or 50 yards away. Now, to start our video today, we're going to visit this here. This is Showtown, underneath the hotel Showtown, and across the road we can see two contractors here just finishing off the last pieces of block paving. They've gone extremely well because, as one and all will see, the paving blocks, they go right the way around here, and we can clearly see them through this Iras fencing. Very, very strong sunlight as we move around the corner, and I can quickly show you here. Look, there we are, all the block paving here, all nicely placed. And as we move down here, the billboards will come into view. And there we are, the one on the end showing Showtown. So that's brought you right up to date with this impressive paving blocks here at this site of Showtown. We will move on now, just virtually across the road, and we arrive at our next venue, which is the Hounds Hill shopping centre of Blackpool. Blackpool Council own this. I'm just going to take you inside to tell you all the latest news about the 3 stores that will be opening here very, very soon. We are now in the heart of the shopping centre itself. There is New Look, just to show you where we are at the bottom. Now that's the first of the 3 shops. That's that Sports Direct store. Next door to that stands Fraser's. And the third and final shop is Flannels. Yes, I have the opening date for you, and that is the 24th of November this year, which is a Friday at 9 AM. Fraser's will open, and also inside that store, the Sports Direct shop will also appear, along with a concession to Evans Cycles. Flannels will stand alone, a separate store. Now that was nice and handy, because I've simply walked through that store called New Look, and that takes me outside of another entrance to the Hounds Hill shopping centre
and the build of the cinema complex and the giant store underneath. There we are. There's the copper coloured cladding and the white cladding. And again, I'd like to show the finished work here. All the granite paving blocks here, look, all nicely finished. And we see that telehandler in front, the other side of the harass fencing, and it is standing on protected covering. Look at that, that's very good, that is, because the granite blocks will not be harmed or affected in any way. The telehandler standing on protective covering. Now I'm just going to move along here because there's this here, and this is from Realm Projects in partnership with the cinema. Interjoinery here, and there's their telephone number with the email address as well. So there we are, a nice looking poster from Realm Projects. Now I must carefully cross the road now. Yes, you have to be careful here because it's two-way traffic. So if you come down here, please be careful for the moment. And across the road, again, all the block paving here is in place, as one and all now know. So I'm going to see you again when I get to the end of this long facade here. I now rejoin you at the end of the facade here, and across the road, look at this, all the block paving here as well, all finished, and it looks great. So with a view here of that copper coloured cladding, this will end our visit today to the build of the cinema complex and the giant store. And we will see one and all here again next week on our visit. We are in Topping Street now. That's the giant store of Iceland, just down there. Now the reason why I brought you here today is I'd like to show you this. Now this is Cafe Luma. Now as you know, we have a video of this. A young lady was the proprietor here. But unfortunately, that young lady has moved on. When this was put on the market, it didn't last long, as there is a new proprietor here. So we're going to go down and meet him. There is a new menu coming out, and this menu is going to come out next week. So not only have we got a video of it here today, we're going to do a video of it next week. Now the proprietor is this young man here. He's called Craig. Good morning, Craig.
Good morning.
And there's all the grills, etc. there. So there's Craig. And once again, this Cafe Luma has a new proprietor with, again, I repeat, a very, very impressive menu coming out. And I believe, I'm just going to check this with Craig. Are you doing Sunday roast, Craig?
Yeah, I'm doing Sunday lunches. I was off Sunday this week.
You're doing a Sunday roast this weekend?
This weekend.
Oh, well, there we are. That's what I wanted to explain to one and all. So if you're in town on Sunday, Cafe Luma and Craig will put on a lovely Sunday roast for you.
Choice of 3 meats.
Choice of, yeah.
Seasonal veg, Yorkshire puddings, gravy, stuff in the full works. £12.
Craig, thank you very, very much. And myself and everyone wishes you all the best.
Thank you very much.
It is Friday afternoon now, 1:30 p.m. And to introduce my video for this day on the Friday, there we are, a view of the Irish Sea, the pier and the beach. Yes, we've got 2 venues to visit today, So before we go there, I thought you might like to see these views here. There's the North Pier. Off we go then for today's videos. Well, we have arrived at Gate 3 at a very opportunist moment. In front, there's the white mobile crane. Now, it's moving around now. It's moving this steel girder. What they're doing is, there's a certain amount of girders in the build here, and they're all placing them all very neatly, all in a row, waiting to be used probably next Monday when they all return to work. So there we are. You can see that girder now being placed alongside the others. And I'm just going to show you the driver of the crane in his cabin there. And we'll now move on to our next viewing area of this build. And there we are. There's that girder in place now.
We have just walked around the corner and we are now receiving these views from Gate 2. And you can see all the plant machinery in place here. There's another very large white mobile crane. And at ground level, other big pieces of plant machinery, including that long transporter there. So there we are, a visit to Gate 2, and now we'll just pop along a couple of paces to my right for another view from another gate. Oh, now we can see this before leaving. Look, this is what's happening here. They're stacking up all these girders. There's the chain there, and you can see it's lifted that girder, and they're placing them very neatly all in a row to be used in the very near future. And here we are, we have arrived at another very safe viewing area known as Gate 1. And we can look back to the other gates that we have just viewed. There we are. That's where we've come from, and this is where we are at the moment. Well, as you can see, the site's full with contractors and heavy and light plant machinery, all within this build. So, with a view here, of the building itself, this will close our visit this week to the works and buildings of the Works and Pensions Office. Just a short distance from our previous build of the Pensions Office, we find ourselves now looking on to the build of the Holiday Inn. Now, what I'd like to show you first of all is this here. Across the road, 2 new bus shelters. Can you see them? There we are. That's your bus stops, which will be in operation as soon as possible. Now, I'm going to just close the video up for a little while till I get to the end of the facade here, and I will see you on the corner. Now there's the Sainsbury's store, just to show you where we are, because this is what I'd like to point out next. That's where we've come from. Hopefully you can make out the bus shelters. And what I'd like to show you is this. The final placings, yes, the final placings of all these paving blocks in this area, all completely finished. I'm just going to cross the road. Welcome back. That's Blackpool North Railway Station, and this is what I'd like to show you next. Looking through the harass fencing, I could show you and tell you again, all the block paving here is now finished, with the zebra crossing here as well. And also the roadway here, and the lettering turn left, because yes, that's where all the cars will leave the Holiday Inn itself. I'm now going to continue walking on down the ramp, just to bring one and all, including myself, up to date with what is happening with the underpass. Here we are, looking down on it. And there's the roof of the underpass itself, and all the work taking place to enable all foot passengers to leave this underpass and arrive at Blackpool North Railway Station, and obviously vice versa. Those arriving will simply walk through here, walk through the subway and join a tram. We are right around the other side now of this build. There's the giant store of Sainsbury's there, and I'm just going to show you this here. This is one cracking flat road access from the Holiday Inn itself. Look, marvellous job here, and it's so nice to see all the paving blocks now in place in this area where we've left a couple of views ago. So I think that with this view, this long view of this straight road, which will lead all the cars to exit the Holiday Inn, I think this is where I'm going to close this week's video up to the build of the Holiday Inn, and we will see one and all here again next week.
A very good afternoon to one and all. It is 1:30 now on this Saturday, the 14th of October, and I'm on the Central Pier looking down onto the Irish Sea. It's very lively because we have a very severe wind, a most severe wind. Now that it is from here that I would like to thank everyone who has watched this video. However, it is not quite over, because I have some clips from this very day on the Saturday. So I'm going to leave you in the safe hands of the clips, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye now. Bye bye.